Hello everyone, it's Rebecca, and today I'm doing the mid-year book freakout tag. So let's get started. The first question is, what is the best book that you have read so far this year? And I think I would have to go with Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I won't give away too many details in case you do plan on reading the book itself, but it follows two girls who are both dealing with the loss of a parent. This book is written in prose, so it flows really beautifully, and Elizabeth Acevedo has such beautiful writing. The next question is, what is the best sequel that you have read so far this year? And I would have to choose the last book in the Raven Cycle series by Maggie Stiefvater, and that is The Raven King. And all the books in that series are amazing, but this last one was just by far my favorite personally. So yeah, the Raven King. If you don't already know, the Raven Cycle follows a girl named Blue who is from a family of psychics, and she has been told since she was very young that when she kisses her true love, he will die. And then she teams up with a group of boys known as the Raven Boys who are searching for a long-lost king, and it kind of follows their adventures together. The third question is, what is a new release you haven't read yet but want to? And I am going to choose You Are an Artist by Sarah Ernst Green. This is the book of art prompts and sort of art history that was written by John Green's wife. And I did start this book. I'm on page 67, so I definitely want to get around to finishing this. The fourth question is, what is your most anticipated new release for the second half of the year? And I would have to choose A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor is the sequel to An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, and it's continuing the story from where we left off. I believe this is just going to be a duology, so this will be the end of the story. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. This book comes out on July 7th, so luckily I don't have to wait too long for it, and I did pre-order the book, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that will come in the day of release. Books A Million is pretty good about doing that compared to some other places I've ordered from. So hopefully I'll get my signed copy the day it comes out and can start reading right away. Fifth question is, what was your biggest disappointment so far? And I would say Hidden Bodies by Caroline Kepnes. I had heard a lot of negative things about the book before picking it up, but I had enjoyed You so much and watched the Netflix series, and they were coming out with the season 2 as well. So I really wanted to read the book to see how she had written the story versus how the series portrayed it. And the Netflix series is way better than the book. In my opinion, You didn't really need a sequel, and that's kind of how it felt reading the book. It was just very unnecessary. I tried to go into it with a bit of an open mind, but it definitely was really bad. The next question is, what is the biggest surprise so far this year? And I've talked about this quite a bit because I didn't like the original series written by this author, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, and just the Infernal Devices series in general, to be honest. I read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series a while back. Really didn't like them, didn't enjoy the characters very much, and honestly just found them a little bit boring. And this series was the complete opposite. The characters were really relatable and fun to read about, and there was a lot of action going on the whole time. So highly recommend that you read these. Maybe still read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments first, because I feel like that gives a lot of background to the world Shadowhunters before you get into this, but these are prequels, so if you would like to read them first, I don't see any harm in doing that. I don't think you'll really spoil anything. This series follows our main character, Tessa, who teams up with a group of Shadowhunters who are essentially these people who rid the world of demons. So yeah, biggest surprise was these. Number 7 is your favorite new author, and this is not a debut author for me, this is a new to me author, and that is Elizabeth Acevedo. I already mentioned the book Clap When You Land, which I believe is her newest release, but this year I have also read With the Fire on High and The Poet X, and I really enjoyed both of those books, and like I said, I really like her writing style. It is so unique and like beautiful to listen to. I got the audiobooks for all of the books that I read by her, and she's the one narrating them, and there's just something really nice about the author reading you their book because you get to hear it exactly in the way they intended you to. So I highly recommend doing that if you're interested, and I definitely recommend all of her books. Number 8 is newest fictional crush, and I'm a little torn between Will or Jem from the Infernal Devices series. Both of them have their own unique personalities, which makes it a little difficult to choose. So definitely one of them. For this first book, I really liked Jem more, and in the second one, I really liked Will more, but then by the final one, I liked them both equally, so that's kind of where I am with that. And I'm also using this series for the next question, which is your newest favorite character. I would definitely have to say Tessa from the Infernal Devices series. She is such a strong character and fun to read about, and I'm really glad that we followed her throughout this series. The next question is a book that made you cry, and again, we're going back to the Mortal Instruments, this time to Clockwork Princess. I'm not going to give away any spoilers to the series itself, but I'll just say the ending and the epilogue definitely made me cry. The next question is a book that made you happy, and I am going to choose The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, because even though I didn't love this book the way I enjoyed The Hunger Games, it was still really fun to get back into the world of The Hunger Games and to learn more about sort of the origins of The Hunger Games itself. So yeah, definitely pick this up if you enjoyed the Hunger Games series. I know people really didn't want a story about snow, myself included, but I did enjoy the story, just it wasn't a 5-star book for me. The next question is, what is the most beautiful book that you bought so far this year? I've only bought these 2 books this year, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and You Are an Artist. And between the 2 of these, I think I would have to pick You Are an Artist. Even though I do really like the cover of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I think it goes really well with the other Hunger Games books. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I personally don't mind it. But I do just think there's something classic about the way the cover for You of an Artist was done, so I would pick this one. Next is a question I was looking forward to the least out of all of them, and that is, what are the books you need to read by the end of the year? I have not read a single book from my TBR or trash list. If you are not aware what this is, I will put the video in the iCard. I think it's there. Essentially, I put together a list of books from my TBR pile and decided that if I didn't read them by the end of 2020, that I would have to get rid of them, donate them, give them to a friend, something like that. Some of the books on my list are Ruby Red by Kirsten Gear, a few Sarah Dessen books like Lock and Key and The Truth About Forever. There's also The Bermudez Triangle by Maureen Johnson. This I am hoping to read during the upcoming reading rush, so hopefully that will actually get read and I'll be able to fill in a few of these squares. But if not, it looks like I will be donating a lot of books at the end of the year. And the last question is, who is your favorite BookTube community member? And right now I would say Alice from Allie Reads Too Much. She is fairly new to the BookTube community, but I have loved all of her videos so far, so definitely go check her out if you haven't yet. That is everything. Let me know how you're doing with your bookish goals for the year 2020, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!